If you're a service provider and you've ever been in the position where you've been speaking with a lead, you're thinking they might sign on as a client, but then they go silent and you're not sure how to handle it, this is the blueprint and the guide for you. I feel like it is every service provider's worst nightmare, especially when you have booked a sales call, it's going really well, they're saying they're really interested, and then that person just goes silent and you're left wondering, what should I even say? When should I say it? When's the right time to reach out, etc. So here is exactly what you are going to do. I'm going to tell you when you should actually be messaging, what you should actually be saying, and how to actually just handle this kind of situation that most of us just, can go into and just feel really awkward in a lot of the times. So the first thing we want to do is really get rid of this awkwardness. We want to get rid of that kind of back and forth of, okay, should I say something? Should I not say something? And the best way to do this is establish an actual timeline to everything. So the very first thing we want to do is create some level of urgency and deadline and timeline essentially to this. So for example, that can be done really nicely with, okay, when's our start date going to be? When's, our first call going to be? Let's plan that in and let's actually schedule that in and pencil that into the calendar right now. Or for example, the offer that you're going to get with this, the discount is going to expire on this certain date. Actually just having some kind of deadline end date when we almost need to make a decision by is so helpful for it not just being a stringing on and then, okay, should I reach out? I've already reached out. They said they were thinking about it. When's the right time, etc. So actually just setting some kind of deadline, some kind of level of urgency is so helpful here. And then the second thing you really want to do here is actually set a date in your calendar for when you're next reaching out to that person if you haven't heard back by that specific date. So if you've set your urgency deadline essentially as, okay, we're going to be starting next Wednesday. If you haven't heard from them maybe by Monday, that's the date to then be reaching out. So actually just write this in your calendar. Okay, Monday, one of my tasks is reach out to, Amy if I still haven't heard anything from her as she's thinking through everything. This means that you don't need to be thinking about it. It gets to come off your plate. It gets to be off your mind. You don't need to have all this questioning in your mind. You can just sit back and you don't need to think about it until then because you've already got planned the date when we're going to be starting. So we already have that urgency and we already know when I'm actually going to be reaching out to this person again. So we can actually just sit back until then and we don't need to be thinking about it and overthinking, should we reach out, should we not reach out? And the real benefit to them actually knowing this date and actually sharing with this date with them is it gives you a really just natural reason to reach back out. It doesn't need to be this uncomfortable thing of, hey, have you decided yet? Checking in again, anything like that. It can be really natural and you can just message back, just simply saying, hey, I know we were saying about starting on Wednesday. Have you come to a decision yet? It's just a really natural reason for you to be reaching out and it can take away all the awkwardness and just make it really simple there. And what I would say as well is if it has been, a good number of days since then and they're still not responding, what I would always do just to wrap things up essentially, just to take it out of that gray area, that question mark, that are we not sure, I would always just send a simple message just saying, hey, are you still interested in my one-to-one coaching program, for example, and just leave it there. If they respond yes, then great, we can continue the conversation. If they don't respond or if they respond no, great, we know the answer. So that really just takes you out of the question mark stage. And a lot of the times that's what makes it feel so difficult when a potential client does just go silent is that question mark of, should I say something? What's going to happen? I'm not really sure how to handle this essentially. So this would be my blueprint. This would be my advice if you were my client on how you can actually handle this and what you should be saying as well. So if you found this helpful, make sure you give this video a like, make sure you subscribe so you do not miss the daily videos, and I will see you in the next one.